All right. So here's something I want you to do. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, and after reading the book, The Power of One More by Ed Mylett, I want you to write down one thing in your personal life that you're not doing, that you should be doing, that you suck at, that you've been putting off. Stop. Whatever that is, write that down. It already came to you. It doesn't matter if it's cleaning the house, doing a project at the house, losing weight, going to the gym, reading a book, drinking, smoking, cheating, whatever. Then do it again. Okay, now think of business. As a business owner, as an employee in the business, as an entrepreneur, what's one thing right now that you know you need to do to grow your business, or you need to do to increase your sales, or to be better at your job? What is that one thing, not 10, what is the one thing right now you're like, oh man, I should be doing this, but I'm not? Write it down. Mine was Facebook and Instagram ads. So I'm going deep on that. Last but not least, financial. What are you doing right now that you're spending a ton of stupid money on, or something you need to invest in? It might be another vehicle. It might be an employee, but you don't want to spend that $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to get that assistant, to get that helper, to get that crew. What is that money thing? Maybe it's unnecessary debt you need to pay off that you've been, pushing down the road forever. What does that look like, guys? Write that down. 3 things. The reason why I want you to do that is because Power of More talks like that. If you write down those 3 things and you implemented those 3 things, right now it's August of 2023. You have about 5 months left in the year. If you worked on just those 3 things for the next 5 months and nothing else, but you wrote down a plan, how to execute it, when to execute it by, who is going to help you do it, the resources you need in order to do it, for those 3 things: 1 personal, 1 professional, and 1 financial goal. You, as a business owner, as a CEO, right? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur in a business. Do those 3 things that I just said. And your gut, trust your gut. Your gut told you to do something. Your gut told you that one thing that came to your mind. And you're either going to keep scrolling or watch a different video. You're going to say, oh, Jason, I already have that written down. That's great. I want you to write those 3 things down, 1 of each. Because your soul told you what you need to do for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to give you ideas. But your soul told you, right? Here's another one, if you want to write down. Who's someone that you need to go kiss and make up with? What's a relationship you need to go fix? Go write that down. What is a relationship that you need to go fix right now that you've been putting off, that you should be taking care of, but you're not? Maybe it's one that you're neglecting. What is it? Who is that one person? What is that one relationship that you need to go fix right now that you have been putting off, that you have neglected, or that you closed that door and you shouldn't have? And you need to go back and get on your knees and ask for forgiveness and get back up and start to redevelop and rekindle that relationship. Made a bad decision over the past 18 months going into business with somebody that I shouldn't have. And in return, I burned a lot of businesses. Not businesses, relationships, I apologize. But what I have been doing is I have been going back and saying, hey, I am sorry. I'm sorry I stopped talking to you. I'm sorry I neglected you. I'm sorry I treated you like crap. I'm sorry I didn't come by and visit you. That could be family. That could be a client. Maybe it's an employee. Maybe it's a business partner. Maybe it's a supplier. Write down that one person, that one relationship that you need to go back and fix. You need to go back and help. And last but not least, what is that one thing that you're going to do today for yourself? What's that one thing you need to do, you want to do, that you've been wanting to do forever, but you've been putting it off? It could be a hobby. It could be buying that side by side. It could be taking that fishing trip with your dad. One of mine that I got goosebumps right now. One of mine that I've been pushing hard for a long time, that I've wanted to do forever on a bucket list. My dad's even said it, is my dad and I, and I'll bring Cash, my 8-year-old, because he loves football, going to a SEC football game. I'm a diehard ASU football fan, but that's not true. That's not true college football. It's just not. But you go to an Alabama game, a Georgia game, an LSU game, an Ohio State game, where there's hundreds of thousands of people in a stadium. I want to go to one of those games with my dad. Fly out, make it a whole weekend experience. I've been wanting to do that. I'm 36. I've been wanting to do that since my mission. So 18 years. Well, guess what? It's happening this fall. Because I said, what's that one thing that I've been wanting to do? What's that one thing you've been wanting to put off? Work is always going to be there. It just is. It just is. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be more emails and more text messages and more clients. Okay? That's okay. And I want you to grow. I want you to scale. And as you're doing that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. And you're going to want to give up. But we in the Scale program do not give up. We fail, but we do not quit. Ever. So in my opinion, that's fine. Keep going, keep growing, keep scaling. But make that time. Maybe it's a Lake Powell trip. Maybe it's a weekend getaway with your wife that you haven't done in years. Maybe it's something with you and one of your parents, your mom or your dad. Now, by the way, this doesn't have to be a $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 experience. This could be a simple dinner for 3 hours, catching up with somebody. Maybe it's you personally where you want to get back into a softball league. Maybe it's that fishing boat that you wanted to do, but you feel bad if you buy the boat because you're trying to grow your business. Whatever that one thing is that you want to do, not something that someone else is telling you to do, or that your spouse is telling you to do, or your community or your neighbors are telling you what to do. What's that one thing that you want to do for you? Guess what? You get to be selfish in this life, guys. You do. It's okay. And as long as you're doing what you're supposed to, and you're taking care of your spouse, and you're taking care of your kids, and you're working your freaking butt off in your business, there is room for you, number one. Number two, you can go do it and you can have it too. And if you're working your butt off and you're scaling your business and you're not a solopreneur and an owner-operator for very long, over time, guess what's going to happen? You are going to be able to go do those things, and your business is still going to keep turning and keep growing. That's the power of scaling your business. The power of scaling your business gives you time back, and it's going to give you money back too. Normally, I do exchange time for money, but when you scale a business, like those in the SBS Mastermind, guess what? You get both back. Because as you're creating an experience, whatever that looks like, personally, professionally, financially, if you have a business that is scaling or that is developing and that's self-sustaining and that can run by itself while you take off for a day or a weekend or a month or for a trip, you leave, and guess what? Nobody died. Everything's okay. That is where true, in my opinion, true happiness comes, is when you can go do those things. But you got to keep putting in the work. Do not let your foot off the pedal, okay? But make sure you sure as heck write down those 3 things that I talked to you about. And then what's that one thing for yourself? So you need a personal goal, getting in shape. Got to get in shape, guys. Develop your morning routine. Get your shit together in the morning. A lot of you guys, your day is a shit show because your morning is a shit show. Write that down. Your day is a shit show because your morning is a shit show. A lot of times your morning is a shit show because your night before was a shit show. Now there's exceptions, right? You got kiddos and crazy stuff and ER runs and whatnot. But a lot of us, making poor choices, making poor decisions, staying up late, doing stupid stuff, and even staying up late working. Guys, your efficiency working late at night is almost zero. Might as well go to bed an hour earlier, wake up an hour earlier, and then work in the morning instead of at night, because your body and your endorphin, everything's flowing in the morning. Your body's shutting down, everything's shutting down at night. So I hope you guys understand the power of one more. Power of one more personal goal, one more financial goal, and one business goal that you can do right now in August of 2023 to implement into this year to get your results. And the last one is that one goal that you're going to do for that experience. So it's that one experience. And that could be, like I said, it could be that one hobby. Okay, you have to have some sort of a hobby. You just do. And work, you can be passionate about work and love working. That's great. But you also got to go do something fun where you can check out. All the books and all the greats talk about every 90 days, the CEOs of big businesses, every 90 days, they said for a 3-day weekend, for about 72 hours, they disconnect entirely from their business. Once every 90 days. So a 3-day weekend, once every 90 days, they literally disappear from their business for 3 days. No phones, no internet service. They go out of town, go to the country, personally, family, trip, whatever, but they literally disappear and regroup and then go back at it again for another 90 days. What are you doing to implement things into your business right now that can get you massive results and help you grow and scale? Be great.